Welcome to this brief overview of how OTT can configure Microsoft's relationship management software to handle fundraising and donor management in a nonprofit organization. We will begin by introducing a hypothetical organization we call Attacking the Zone, or ATZ for short. ATZ is a Minnesota-based nonprofit organized to provide real opportunity for all youth living in the great state of hockey to participate in the game regardless of their economic situation, regardless of their skill level, and away from the pressure and from the interference of officious adults. ATZ creates youth hockey programs that promote low-cost, accessible hockey facilities and recreational programs for youth, that promote equipment provision for low-income players, and that provide NHL game tickets to deserving youth. As an example, we will, and again hypothetically, look at a new facility development project from ATZ, which they are promoting as Cover the Kids. Under this specific program, ATZ intends to construct a vinyl shelter over an outdoor neighborhood rink with natural ice underneath. This in turn will provide a reliable facility where inner city youth can play hockey every day, regardless of the weather conditions, at the playground down the street, and they can play for free. There is a budget associated with this project. The shelter construction is not to exceed $250,000. Using our Microsoft relationship management software, ATZ has launched a very effective outreach campaign resulting in 3 different types of contributions that must now be tracked with our software. The first is a simple lump sum donation of $250 from a single individual, and that came in response to our Cover the Kids outreach campaign. The second contribution comes in the form of a pledge from Total Hockey Incorporated, a national hockey equipment retailer looking to raise their profile in the Twin Cities. The pledge of $5,000 is to be released in a series of 5 monthly donations of $1,000 each. Finally, and again hypothetically, the Minnesota Wild Foundation likes what ATZ is doing to breed immediate hockey fans and future hockey stars, so they have decided to get involved with the program to the tune of $30,000. This will come in the form of a grant that was approved by ATZ, that was approved after ATZ submitted a formal funding request proposal, which was later approved by the Minnesota Wild. Now we move over to Microsoft CRM, which is the relationship application we use internally at Attacking the Zone to manage our fundraising efforts. The navigation pane on the left shows a number of record types that we use to track and measure our fundraising activities. These records may be configured to store any information desired. At the top is accounts, and accounts are the businesses, the households, and other organizations which either actively or potentially may support our programs at ATZ. Information is stored in the account record includes general data like address, phone, website information, and it also stores contribution specifics, which in this case include both the number and the dollar value of lifetime and year-to-date contributions by Total Hockey. Contact records store data on the specific individuals with whom ATZ interacts. The information stored in contacts is similar in nature to the information stored in organizational records, which includes general information, and in this case the contribution specifics include lifetime contributions of both dollars and volunteer hours for Pierre Lemire. Program records. In program records, we store information on the specific programs conducted by ATZ, and we track the revenue collected to support those programs. In the case of Cover the Kids, as we saw before, the fundraising goal was $250,000, which we anticipate to be the cost of the shelter. And we will be tracking the actual collections of money as in this field as they come in over time and over the life of this program. Contributions are donations of time and treasure to ATZ recorded as individual gifts. They can result from direct individual donations. They can result from pledges as they are fulfilled, and they can result from grants as they are approved. They may or may not be associated with specific programs within the nonprofit. In this example, we have an individual gift from Bob Hoyam. He sent a check for $250 on 9/3/2013 to support Cover the Kids. Pledges are set up to record a promise to pay, be it a lump sum or a series of payments. The pledge records document the obligation and track the fulfillment of the obligation over time. As with contributions, pledges may or may not be associated with specific internal programs. In this case, Total Hockey pledged a total amount of $5,000 to be released in 5 monthly payments of $1,000 each. And again, this money is to support Cover the Kids. Grants are similar to pledges, but since grants are generally the result of a formal request for funding, the approval process itself is actually tracked in the software. Grants are also more likely to restrict how funds are spent, and those restrictions may be documented in the software as well for reporting and compliance later back to the donor. In this case, our proposal was due at the Minnesota Wild offices on August 30th, 2013. In fact, ATZ submitted their proposal on August 9th, 2013. ATZ requested funding of $50,000 from the Minnesota Wild. The Minnesota Wild Foundation in the end approved $30,000 of funding, again for Cover the Kids. For a deeper discussion of how OTT can configure Microsoft Dynamics CRM for donor and volunteer management in your nonprofit, please call Bob Hoyam at 651-262-2614 or visit www.donormanagementcrm.com.